Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology as we continue the Russian campaign. Now, last time we helped escort a flight of C-17 Globemasters as they were coming in, bringing in more troops and supplies from both the US and our European allies. We ended up downing 4 wings of fighters for no losses and no damage, so let's see how that changes the strategic situation. Brass Boys, Spask Delini Air Base, date July 12th, local time 2100 hours, weather clear, situation intelligence suggests that the Chinese generals directing the campaign are holed up in a reinforced military headquarters not far from the front. Mission objective, use the stealth and speed of the B-2 to attack the suspected military headquarters. Your targets are Command HQ building and 8 hardened bunkers. Threat suppression data, ground opposition, SA-6s, ZSU-23-4s, air opposition, possible SU-27s. So it's going to be just us. We'll be doing another carpet bombing probably, and unfortunately, well, fortunately or unfortunately, we don't have to worry about using a proper bunker buster bomb. We can just hit them with a ton of these dumb bombs, as it were. So we're going to take the same loadout as last time, and we're going to spend 5 minutes. We're going to dump half our fuel. We'll bring it down to 60% just so we can climb a bit faster, as we do not need all this fuel, not with all the bombs we're carrying. So if we can clear up 20,000 pounds, you know, it's definitely not going to make a fighter out of us, but it can give us a little extra boost we might need in an emergency situation. So hopefully we won't find ourselves in that situation. I like how the music couldn't start while I was playing the sound effect for the button. Alright, 105,000 pounds of fuel, and I think that'll be good, so let's fly with that. Looks like we have an escort of F-22s. Excellent, excellent. We are going to start our climb, as we always do. And it looks like the general's headquarters is about 50 miles away, so we will have plenty of time to climb up into the sky. We got a working bomb site here. We are starting to pick up the FSX, which I actually looked up. I'm glad I saw that, because I looked it up. Because I thought the FSX was like some sort of weird hypothetical name for what ended up being the J-10, I think. And it turns out the FSX is actually supposed to be, I think this is actually supposed to be the Japanese F2, which is a F-16 derivative. It's basically kind of like a super F-16, if you will. The wing area is like 25% larger, more powerful engine, some other stuff. It actually caused a bit of controversy because, you know, Japan buys a lot of American designs and technology. I mean, there's the F2. We probably sold them some cargo aircraft. We definitely sell them Seahawks and Blackhawks and Hueys and Cobras and Burke-class destroyers. But when they buy all this stuff, they might have, you know, the first couple of units produced in America, but then what they're really buying is the license to produce the technology locally, and it ends up being made by, you know, Mitsubishi or one of their other local heavy industries, just to kind of prop them up, keep them in business. I think, you know, a lot of countries do this, but Japan does it really extensively. There's so much American kit that they have that's, you know, actually made by them rather than by us, even though it's American in origin, so to speak. But you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But anyways, I'm digressing here. The point I was making is the FSX was actually the original term for the F2 project. So those FSX fighters are not J-10 stand-ins like I thought they were, or whatever. The fighters are the Flying Dragon or whatever they're called, the Delta style plane. Yeah, those are actually Japanese F2s that we're fighting here. And looks like it's a single-seater though. And I don't think the F2 actually has these little winglets on the front. Maybe at one point they were thinking about it, but the production version, they don't. Oh yeah, I remember why I digressed, because I was going to talk about the controversy they made. So they made some huge controversy because Japan ended up only ordering like 40 of them, maybe not even that much. And they did have more advanced technology than what the F-16C started with. So, that would have raised the price a little bit. But ultimately, they were, building up a factory and the production tooling and all that to make these, and then they made 40. So they had a ridiculous per unit price of like a couple $100 million each or something. Which, this went one step further because a couple of them got damaged in a typhoon that had hit Japan. They hit the airbase, crashed in the hangar, so it's just, kind of crazy. They spent all that money just to keep their domestic arms industry afloat. But the F-2 is Japan's newest fighter. I mean, the only other fighters I think they have right now are the F-15J, which is just a really old F-15A or C derivative, which honestly just needs to be retired at this point. But they do have the F-35s coming. I think they ordered A and B variants, if I'm not mistaken. So the A's will probably eventually supplement or replace the F-2s. And then the Bs they actually ordered because they want to convert some of their their so-called helicopter destroyers into aircraft carriers, which is an interesting choice. I'm not sure I would have chosen helicopter carriers for that, just because they already don't carry that many helicopters, maybe a dozen or so at most. So when you start loading it up with F-35s, it's like, yes, having aircraft on a mobile sea base is great, but when you can only carry like 6 or something, or 8, it makes you wonder how much value there is to that. Because in the sea control mode, I think the Wasp class can carry around 24 strike craft, which that's enough to, I mean, you're not going to fight a war just with one, but that's enough where you can have constant coverage of maybe 4 to 6 aircraft doing strike runs at any given time, allowing for others to cycle back and, repair, refit, rest, and whatnot. In my opinion, if you have like less than 12 aircraft for your strike wing, your strike wing isn't going to be very effective. You'll be launching like a sortie a day, maybe 2 or 3 if you surge it. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure Japan spent lots of money getting an opinion better than mine, so before making such an expensive decision. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see Japan start operating actual aircraft carriers again, like with conventional aircraft. So maybe this might even convince them to build a real aircraft carrier in the future. That would be kind of nice. Just to see the designs they would come up with, I know there's still a lot of bad blood between them and the rest of Asia over World War II, but I mean, for me at least, I understand there's some historical and cultural reasons for them to be upset. Excuse me, mainly that Japan hasn't really apologized or admitted to doing anything wrong. But I mean, it was World War II would be almost 80 years ago now. So, I mean, for me, bygones is bygones, I'm not bitching over Pearl Harbor, so, I'd expect other people to not bitch about that. But then again, Pearl Harbor is like the worst thing Japan did to us. I understand, they forced thousands of women into, maybe even hundreds of thousands of women into prostitution while using chemical and biological agents to, against civilian populations and whatnot, but yeah, I'm excited to see if they what they come up with for an aircraft carrier. Now I gotta stop talking so I can focus on my bomb display. Okay, I think we're good here. Are we just flying over? Are they? Oh, we're like off. We missed the bunkers here, and now we're kind of stalling out. All right, so let's we got 10 miles separation. Let's zoom in. Okay, so we should be able to make a turn now and to come straight in, and hopefully this time we can actually get eyes on the target. See, this is what happens when you talk too much, kids. You miss your target. And as you can see, we have ridiculous amounts of fuel still. I mean, we could probably make our way halfway through Russian territory with this much fuel, so not too worried about that. Okay, we're going to cut the throttle because I want to do a pitch down and align ourselves with the target cluster, which is going to be about there. So now we can pitch up. Alright, so we have, what is this scale, 5 nautical miles? Yeah. There. Alright, so let's see if anything comes up on our bomb site. Oh! That'll make a good start, I think. Alright, let's climb back up. And let's see how many of these bunkers we get. I think we gotta take out this guy still, but yeah, we'll take out the radar and probably a good chunk of these bunkers. Oh, they got trucks in front of them too. We missed a few. It looks like there's 3 that survived, but we can deal with that on our next attack run. Yep, we're still just flying straight over enemy fighter patrols. And we just dropped 16,000 pounds of ordnance, so getting a bit lighter here. Bring her around again. Yeah, actually, let's dive down, try to line up the biggest block of contacts, and then pitch up. Alright. Straighten out. This time we will not compress time because that almost led to us missing our target, so. Down just a hair because I want a little more time over target for our bombing runs. Although we could probably do a little bit of sweeping. Come on, where are you? Not picking up anything. 5 miles out, I would expect to see something show up on my bomb site. I was hoping that would like zoom my bomb sight in or out, but oh yeah, we missed it again. Damn it. Alright. Let's punch it back to high altitude. And that should be enough separation, so let's turn back and try again. Of course, at this rate, we've probably given the generals enough time to escape. Been probably like 10 minutes in game now, maybe 15. So I think what I'm going to do, just because I don't know at what level they would still show up, I think I'm going to bring us to under 35,000 feet, just to try to get a little better picture on the bomb scope here. Oh, I see something. I don't know what I saw, but there's something there. Aha! We have targets.
On the way.
Alright. That will hopefully be enough to finish off the bunkers, and then we just gotta come around for a pass on that primary command building. There we go. So we just gotta take that out, which I think I'll use our big boys for that one, the 2,000 pounders. Alright, we should have enough distance. Come around. Alright, shut down the engine so we can do a check here. Go. Do a slight climb. Slightly higher climb. Looks like they're losing us though, so that should be fine. Alright, we should be seeing something any second. There we go, they're still ahead of us. Let's see if that structure's the one we want. It is. Yep, we're seeing something now. Are we picking up the antennas? Oh, come on. I don't know if that's the structures we want. No. We might end up hitting this. Because for whatever reason, I think it was showing us the comm arrays, but not the actual building. Yeah, I don't see the other bombs we launched. Oh, you know what? Ah, these are what we are hitting. Just some trucks or something. Well, their men won't have a place to sleep tonight. At least we've guaranteed that. Alright, one more run. We are at waypoint Bravo now, so let's turn in again. And let's see if we can finally hit the right target and finish them off. Uh-oh, I don't like that dogfight music. Showing up on the RWR now. We do have a... Oh, that's showing the target lock, not the actual... Alright, let's see if we can quick line up. I think we're actually lined up with what we want to be lined up with. I guess we'll see, but we'll drop under 30,000 feet for this. Did I get anything on bomb scope? Oh, nothing. Nope, that's not what I'm gonna do. Alright, that pass was a wash. Let's keep climbing, let's keep climbing, let's keep climbing. Alright, they peeled off. Well, let's try again. Get it one of these times. Alright. Everyone's facing away from us now, so that's good at least. So let's see if we can point ourselves in the right direction. We do have air-ground radar. I don't know if that's going to be any help. Oh, I think we're still outside the range. Now we can turn on. See if we get anything that the
9 miles.
That the IR wouldn't pick up.
9 miles.
Alright. Mission silent.
Miles.
There, now we at least got our bombardier calling out the targets. Oh, we got something on the
6 miles.
There's more stuff. Aha! There you are. We are Winchester.
5 miles.
So now that all the air defenses are scrambling to catch me, let's get the hell out of here. back up to over 40,000 feet. Yep, I'd see enemy fighters coming in to our 3 o'clock. Alright. Mission accomplished. Well, he took out a lot of extra stuff on top of our target, I think. Kudos to us, I guess.
Waypoint Delta, bearing 98, descend to Angel 10.
Alright, let's go to checkpoint Delta. Actually, let's just go to Echo right away.
Bearing 81.
Once we make it across the FIBA, I think we can descend to a proper altitude. Set ourselves up for cruise. Wow, they've really pushed themselves pretty far forward. Alright, they didn't acquire us. I think once we're at Echo, we could probably drop altitude. Certainly my,
Approach target.
Oh, the RWR is picking up more bandits, so, we got flankers for sure. Not sure what the far one is, but, yeah, we're gonna climb up nice and high. They can't see us. Once we get past this last squadron, though, I think we should be good to, and they're right along my my waypoints, coincidentally. It's like they knew I was going to be here. Actually, we still can't identify. Oh, there we go, Office 6. Okay. Alright. We should be good now. Pitch down. Yeah, we're halfway across the lake.
Proceed to Waypoint Foxtrot, bearing 85, descend to Angel 10.
It's not within 10 miles, so I'm not worried about detection at this point. Alright, rapidly drop altitude to about 10,000 feet. Let's go lower. And let's turn back.
1 mile, 9 o'clock.
There we go.
We're almost home.
Alright. And we should be going pretty slow now. So I think we can just make our
Clear to
launch
left.
here. Probably just
Wind at 27.
drop to like 20%. That's the other advantage of dropping all that fuel and ordnance versus the defaults is we could probably maintain a lower, well, pilots would consider an advantage at least, that you can maintain a lower speed on your landing approach without stalling out. But for us, it's almost a bit of a nuisance with the way the landing mechanics work in the game. Okay, bump it up to 20. Alright, looks like we are touchdown. Alright, we can throttle back a bit now. And we are back home nice and safe. And I find it interesting that we got another carpet bombing mission today, because I just recently read an article, and this is going to date the video a fair bit, but I just read an article about how F-35s and F-15s have F-15E Strike Eagles dropped 80,000 pounds of ordnance on an island in Iraq and just obliterated it. I watched the video and you just see the explosions lighting up from one end of the island to the other. It's just, it's something, man. It's something. Apparently, according to all the intelligence people and the spokesman for, the coalition force and whatnot, apparently the island was just irreparably infested with ISIS, so they decided to remove the island. Okay. I wasn't sure if that was a texture or if there was like a plane there. There we go. So we are parked now, right next to our other B2 buddy over there. Our F-22 escort from earlier, no doubt. So, let's end the mission. Debrief. Spask Delani Air Base, date July 12th. Mission Brass Boys. Resolution success. Excellent work knocking out that headquarters. It's not known if the enemy generals were actually in any of the structures you destroyed, but we clearly demonstrated to the Chinese leadership we can strike anywhere in China without warning. So we destroyed all 9 targets, so that, I think, 8 bunkers and then the headquarters building, probably what they required. We ended up destroying 13 structures, 6 vehicles, a tank, that was probably that BTR that we destroyed near the end, 2 AAAs, I think those are the ZSU-23s, and then 2 mobile SAMs. So we got a lot of bang for our buck. Alright, and since we took no damage, we just have to do the regular maintenance on our B2, and with that concludes today's episode. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time. See you then.